Hello everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Railway Empire 2. My plan for today is to start working on my next part of the encirclement, and after checking the passengers and mail bags from Marseille, because Marseille is my last city, it's obvious that my route will be Montpellier, Toulouse, Perpignan, Barcelona, and from Barcelona on I will set up one heading to Salamanca, and with Salamanca I can continue to Porto, Coruña, Oviedo, Bilbao, Bayonne, Bordeaux, and that basically locks the encirclement. Now, one of the things I ran into in the past episodes is that my game is becoming more and more laggy simply due to, well, look at all the white dots we have over here. It's amazing. I've done a large part on the map, and my computer is actually having some problems with it. So we'll see how things end up, but that's passenger. Okay. The general plan is still to continue the encirclement, starting with Montpellier. Yeah, I was planning to do it from the north. So, am I able to build something here? All four? Unfortunately not. Yeah, sure. But eventually, my station will have a better efficiency. I want to cut out on costs as much as possible. So let's see how things end up. 86, 45. Because beautification is a thing too. So like that. And here comes the nice part. After that, it's only adding the other tracks. I got 10 million to spend, so um, I need to think for a moment. Because I'm playing a private game on the India map, and on that we actually have to drive on the left side. Well, officially not, but for role playing I have to. So mainland Europe, however, is right side. And I'm going to annoy the lady a little bit more in a bit. We have two industries over there. So I'm going to do the same thing she did to me. And buy it up. Both of them. So that way I'm going to profit from her goods transportation as well. 10 million left. Let's see, anything. What kind of trains is she still using actually? Rockets. Rockets. Still. No, wait a sec. That's the G&M American. That's the rocket. And I thought she was using the Derwent too. That's a rocket. That's the G&M. That's a G&M. It's easy to figure out what it is because of this. Hang on. I will put that one back. This is the G&M American. So I know by the color which one it is. But I thought she also had Derwents, and I don't see those. But it's a lot of rockets. So she is still using the first era trains. So is he. He can't do anything anymore. So let's see. Fattening. Wow. Montpellier is demanding meat, so it will go up. That's mine. Thank you. %50. No, but you'll notice. So I got 50% discount, which is 200,000. Not bad. Might as well. No, that's not useful. Yes, I might as well take that one. So that's going to cost me 7. No, because you're going to lack money, love. Yeah. Question is how to get from Montpellier to Toulouse. This is meat. That's easy. That's beer, so I have to come in from the north. Problem is that means I have to go through Guyenne and Gascogne. Or I take the low road, but eventually I want to end up in Bordeaux. Problem solved. So from the north. So Montpellier is more or less becoming an end station. This is yep, that fits. Yep. So let's start with passenger. I'm starting out over here because eventually I will need a 4-track gridiron. So they're coming in from the north and turn to the west. So that's 2 tracks. You also need to add, can't end outside the city, inside the city. So that way. Now I can remove those two and turn towards Papineau. And that's not going to be, I might as well have kept the old line by the look of things. Let's see. Ooh, very big. Do one more. So choices are tunnel or no tunnel. I think the tunnel is looking more beautiful. Yeah, it does. One of the nice things of this game, as you can see with the directions, is in a private game I used to play, and that was basically for getting all the tasks done, nothing else. I went to England over here from Le Mans Station to Dover. And the nice part is that you could actually, in Dover, I could actually switch tracks. So I had my trains coming in, and because of the grid irons, my trains would be able to move from the right side driving to the left. It was very nice to see. When I was riding along, it gave a very beautiful idea of how things are going. Uh, let's build supply tower. Let me see. One between here. And one over there. If I play it nicely, if I build things nicely, I may actually split my tracks right after that to the meat factory. But the thing is, I have to cross this. So we'll see. Next to Toulouse. Mm-hmm. Cargo on the right side. That one is having, okay. On the right side, so top side, on the right side, into, I better build cargo lines too first, because otherwise things may not end up the way I hoped for. Mm, fugly. Even worse, actually. Ay, ay, ay. So I guess that's my only solution. At least I got that one at it. It's a shame, but there's no other choice. Right, now, what's the problem here? Sometimes you simply need to build things in two steps to get it right. Sometimes the game is really a pain in the butt to get things, no, wrong button, to get things right. Because you build it from the other side, done. But I like the creative part of building things like that, especially when the next track is absolutely working well. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I really don't know. Uh, Let me say, and the other one, the fray. Female left. It's going to be very nice if I have multiple trains starting to feed on this supply tower. A very nice look. Not sure if I'm actually able to manage that. That's more because I can't stop trains, unlike the Transport Fever games, in which I can stop trains, or unlike the Railroad Tycoon games, in which I also can stop trains. I won't be able to let them stop here. Otherwise, I would have ordered trains to stop there until I have 4 or 8 trains and then all order them to go so they all be feeding up over there in one go. Next part. So the top is passenger and the bottom is cargo, which is exactly the opposite of what I wanted here. Yeah, I really start to notice that things are taxing my system. I have at least 5 years to go because I want to make the 80/50 for sure. After that, I may actually start focusing on optimizing everything and getting the lady under control. Maybe remove my blue competitor completely from the map. I mean, that guy's harmless anyway. Hey, what's going on here? What is going on there? Why don't you want to do what I want you to do? Let's make it a little bit. Maybe that was the problem. I think that was the problem. Well, it's solved now. Um, so passengers on top. Life is so easy when you got a few millions to build. And to think how much you struggle in at the start. My India game was actually even worse because a lot of cities were having 10,000 citizens, and that's it. So many problems. Um, so the passenger enter on this side. What if no, good. What if I do this? Then go around to him. From that, we're going around to him, like that. And we enter Perpignan from the top, because at that point I can put my passenger station here and my cargo station over there. Sounds like a plan. Don't need any adjustments. So kind of like that. No, like that. Ha, not like that. More like this. I'm going to do something else. So he got 23 stations, 51 locks, 10 business, 7 concessions, and he has 3.7 in cash. If I do this, then I get everything, but I have to pay up for that. If I do this, I get 125, but I still have to pay up. So we're going to liquidate everything. That means the entire blue area will be disappearing, and we got 40 million. Done. I don't know if I have the concessions right now. But it looks like I do. So I'm still able to build everywhere where he was in. If I want to. But hopefully that will reduce the amount of lag I'm having, at least a bit. And it will save me from his comments. It also means with 32 million, I've got 12 to spare right now. Did I get the full? Almost. Which is more than enough to build what I want and to to boost the lady's ego for a while by buying up her shares again. Next part is going to be the very fun part. Start in the center. Cargo, passenger, passenger. I think I'm going to do the text first this time. Cargo, cargo. Headlines, here we go again. Right. Last one, Perpignan, and that means the cargo is on the right of the city. Beautiful. Probably won't be able to change it much, but let's see. No, don't think it matters much. I just hope I'm able to get the, what's it called, gridirons built in there. So, Perpignan, the last French city before the Spanish border, probably known by a lot of Dutch people because it's where they drive through when they go to the Costa del Sol, if they take the car, that is. Gridiron time. The curve. Well, could be worse. I think this side is actually having more problems with that. So once I have done all of this, there's only one thing left. Well, I don't think only is the right expression. There's still two things left even. And one is setting up the passenger route. The other one is setting up the cargo. And I'm not sure if I'm able to make that today. Maybe I do it in offline mode, even not sure about that. Because I still like to do it, this everything while recording it. At least that gives you people the ability to see what I'm doing, actually see the progress. Otherwise, I think things will become quite dull when it's only showing what I've done and nothing else. Sure, I can ride along each and every train if I want to. Each and every episode we're going to ride from one city to the next, but in that case, I might as well play Train Simulator. I don't have that game yet. So for me, this is the more fun part to show you people. And yep, we got what I was expecting to happen. Doesn't matter much though. Or maybe it does. No, it doesn't. I'm starting to wonder how much I would get if I'm able to get full control of Lady Ward's company and liquidate it. Yeah, that would leave a big gap in France. True. So eventually I will do a full merger. However, since she is the most wealthy out of the three we dealt with, and since The second company we took over gave us 40 million netto, and that's on top of the close to 4 million in debt he had. So with that in mind, right, the one on the top is this is the cargo. That is the main. But given we got 40 million more than from the previous one, which was having close to 3.5 million in debt. One sec. Sorry, I had a big cough coming up. With that in mind, the big question is how much am I able to make out of when I completely demolish hers? And make Barcelona my new hub. So we're going to buy Aragon and Catalonia, and drop my last two stations, 3 stations. And now my passenger trains will actually stop next to the factory. Yuck. Oh well. C'est la vie. Should be able to lift it more, at least up here. Actually, more like that. I always forget I have this option. I think this is looking decent. Am I able to move this one more? Looks like it. Actually, it's costing me more money now. That's because of track length, probably. I'll keep it like this. Right. I think I'll keep it like that. Which means no other choice as doing this today. Time to add the last grid irons and be driving on the right side of the tracks. Although I just realized that many countries actually were driving on the left side of the road at some point and slowly turned to driving on the right side. And I think Sweden was one of the countries who did that in the 1950s. I've seen pictures of it where they changed the driving directions from left to right side of the road at some point. So having my trains running on the right tracks, not on the left tracks, may actually be historical wrong. It probably happened at some point, but it's likely that many trains in Europe were actually riding on the left tracks until at some point they decided to change that. But for convenience, I'll keep it like this. Although, like I said before with the grid irons, it isn't that much of a problem because those make it very easy to swap from left to right. Still, I'm not going to switch and to what was historical correct in which country, because at that point things may be very confusing for me as well. At that point I would be like, okay, this country was driving on the left, that country was riding on the right, and no. If there's some problem with the route, then all that switching is only making things harder. I've done something like that, bug hunting, when I was a kid and actually was programming on my C64, still basic programming at that point. You start looking for an error. You can't find it, and you can't find it, and you have to go over a few thousand line of code to figure out what is wrong. So you have the original code, because at that point it was simply typing the code from the magazine onto your computer and then check out what the program did. And you start looking and you can't find it, then at some point you drop the magazine and start looking by yourself, because you learn over time what things have to do. And then somewhere along those 10,000 code lines at line 11,516 or something like that, you all of a sudden see that you used a decimal point instead of a comma or something like that. What is it? Column and semicolon, column, things like that. I can actually type it in the name, but give me a moment. But you're seeing that, and you check the magazine again, of course, and you find out there's a typo in it. And then next month you get the same magazine, the new edition, and you see multiple people having replied about the problem, and a reply from the editor or whoever wrote it. Sorry, we used the wrong punctuation. Apologies. That line number 11,000 something had to be this instead of that. So with that experience, as I said, I'm aware how terrible bug tracking can be. And I'm not in the mood to do that. So if I have to switch Perpignan, Barcelona, let me see. Because that, I will call it cargo for now. But consider the difference between this and that encoding. It's very hard to notice, especially when it's printed in a magazine. But it does something completely different. So, yeah. I'm aware how hard bug tracking can be. I've been doing beta testing of games as well. So with that in mind, usually it was finding the bugs and then writing down for writing down for the developers what happens. Dining car caboose, locomotive continent. Yeah, right. Let me see. Continent is express. So it's not on the list. It's that easy. So again, locomotive continent. Not sure if this works. It worked, but I don't think I need it. Because that's what they actually say, Espanol, which is the best part of one of my vacations. Ha! Yeah, I used to be with my parents. We used to go to France on vacation. At some point, we were on a campsite, and a French mother was having problems with the children not listening. And at some point, she yelled to the children, "Je ne parle pas espagnol, yeah? No?" Which means I don't speak Spanish, right? And my mother started laughing for a reason. Because in Dutch we use the same expression. If somebody is being somebody is being told and you're not listening, then in the Netherlands, a lot of people ask their children, "I'm not, do I speak Spanish?" So to hear that when you're on vacation in France being used in the same context was quite fun. Okay, so we go from, and this is passenger Marseille to Montpellier, have maintenance in Perpignan, Toulouse, Perpignan, maintenance at Yera, Barcelona, then back to Perpignan, maintenance at Le Grand, Toulouse, Montpellier, maintenance at Couture, ending in Marseille. That's what it's supposed to do. And that's what we're going to ride along next week. So obviously I love this because we've got to add maintenance station. 272 railway stations connected. Oh, yeah. So that's my value now. 278, 84. Right, but I'm not done yet, so pause the game, please. I can zoom in. Very nice. Copy. SNCF. So nice that we can copy this line. I remember that when I started playing this game, I wasn't aware that this would actually help me to get more trains on the line. So I had to be setting up the same line 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, depending at the amount if I was doing a passenger or a mail train. So imagine having 4 trains and doing the same track 4 times only because you're not paying attention. Le Grand? Where's Le Grand? Over here. Hey, oh, wait. Somebody else is deploying. So there they are, both waiting and ready to take off. And we're also taking off, but in a different way. For now, thanks for watching, everybody. Oh no, we're not going to take off yet. Company quarterly report, Madam Ward, 2.3 million. 1, 2, 3. It's a little bit under 20. Okay, 28%. She's going to go down now. So, like I said, we're going to take off too now. Thanks for watching. Next week, we're going to ride along all of this. This will be a fun part. Seeing the passenger tracks going. Maybe, just maybe, I will invest in some of the stuff she is in. Let's see, Poitou account, Burgundy account. She isn't in Bordeaux only with a few trains. There's the turbines. See, I told you she has turbines. So in general, she's using the rockets, the turbines, and the G&M American. And that's it. And I am currently at Le Continent and the Rhine. So my cargo train is doing 59 kilometers an hour compared to her 31, 39, and 43. My express train, so 31, 39, and 43. My express train is doing 73, so double the speed. Anyway, next week we're going to ride along on our train between Marseille and Barcelona, and maybe setting up all the cargo routes at some point, depending at when I hit a nice point above that 20 million again. For now, thanks for watching, and I do hope you've been enjoying this. I certainly did. Because, yeah, I eliminated a competitor, and the encirclement is almost complete, so won't be long before she's gone. Also won't be long before we've done everything. This and this is the only one I need to complete. Beer in Schleswig Holstein. Hang on. Hang on. I wasn't planning to do this, but since I have to do this anyway, I might as well use. Oh, just realized something. Could it be that everything he built, he took over, is gone? That also means all the factories. I may need to make an adjustment here. because currently I don't have to go here anymore, simply because I can do that. Okay, so it's not goodbye yet. The other way. This certainly will help on that cargo train. The route will be a lot shorter now. Edit. Done. And back to the south. So, once again, next week we're going to drive from France into Spain. And in between I will see if I'm able to set up the cargo trains, but like I said, that depends on this. So for now, thanks for watching everybody, and I do hope you've been enjoying it. Like I said, I did eliminating him here was nice, and I hope that it helps to get things done when it comes to the laggy part of this game. I wish everybody a very good week for next week, and I hope to see you next week. See you then. Goodbye.